Welcome to all. I am Sajita I, Assistant Professor, Computer Science and Engineering Department, Jyoti Engineering College. In this session, I am going to explain about files in C programming. So let us have a look on files in C programming. So before going to the file concept, the main advantage of file is we can store the data. Whenever we execute a program, we need to give input and it will produce the output. And that output will be for some extent. It will not be saved in memory. In file concept, we can store output data. We can store a number of strings of text in files. A file is nothing but it is a collection of records or it is a place in hard disk where data is stored permanently. So, what is the definition of file? It is a collection of records or it is a place on hard disk where data is stored permanently and to access and alter the data whenever it is necessary. So, this is the definition of a file. A file is a collection of records or it's a place on hard disk where data is stored permanently and to access and alter the data whenever it is necessary. So, in this session, I want to explain about the and different modes of opening file and different types of input output functions used to manipulate the file. Then different classification of file IO functions. The file IO functions can be classified mainly into two high level functions and low level functions. And the high level functions again divided into text file and binary file. And both the text and binary files can be divided as formatted and unformatted files. So mainly the file IO functions can be classified high level and low level, and high level can be classified as text file and binary file. So what is a text file and binary file? The text file contains alphabets and numbers which are easily understood by human beings, whereas binary files contains ones and zeros which are easily understood by the computer. So based on the accessing of data, files are classified into two types, sequential file and random access file. So based on the accessing of data, the files are two types, sequential and random access. So what is a sequential file? In the case of sequential file, the data stored and retained in sequential manner. That means one by one, sequentially. Suppose I want to access or retrieve the fifth record. I need to access the previous four records. Then after that only I will get the fifth record. That is the sequential manner of accessing. Then random access files means the data is stored and retrieved in random way. That is, if I want to access the fifth record, I can access it directly, the fifth record. No need to access the previous four records. So that is the difference between sequential file and random access file. Then what are the different operations on file? We have mainly five types of operations: naming the file, opening the file, closing the file, reading from the file, and writing into the file. These are the basic operations on files. Then, for every operation, first of all, we need to open a file. So, how we can open a file? The syntax for opening a file is, first of all, we need to give the file keyword, file, then space, star file pointer. For example, file star fp. So here fp is a pointer to the file which we want to open. So first of all, we need to create a file pointer. Then after that, naming a file, we need to give a name to the file. So the file pointer which we are already created before, the file pointer is equal to fopen. We have to use the fopen function in order to open a file. Fopen. Then within bracket, the fopen function contains two arguments. The first argument is the file name and second argument is the mode of operation. So in the fopen, within bracket, file name comma mode. For example, fp is the file pointer which we have created previously. So fp is equal to fopen. Then sample.txt is the file name, comma w is the mode of operation. W indicates write mode. So different types of modes that we can study uh, later. Then fp is equal to fopen sample.txt comma w. Here the file name is sample.txt, and W is the mode of operation. Then example, file star fp means fp is the file pointer. We are declaring fp as the file pointer. Then fp is equal to f open sample.txt comma r means now I am opening the file sample.txt in the read mode. So a file will be created and giving the name as sample.txt, and the address will be returned to this file pointer. The address of the sample.txt file will be returned to the file pointer fp. That is the working of this fopen function. Then what are the different modes of file opening? Mainly there are 6 modes of opening a file. R indicates read mode, W write mode, A for append mode, and R plus read and write, W plus write and read, A plus append and read. So basically we are using these 3 types of operations: read, write, and append mode of file opening. Then write mode. First of all, what is the write mode? File star fp is equal to f open sample.txt w. This is the write mode of opening a file. If the file does not exist, then a new file will be created. If we are opening a file in write mode, if the file does not exist in memory, then it will create a new file. If the file exists, then old content gets erased, current content will be stored. If we are opening a file, already existing file, then the old content gets erased and the current content will be stored. So that is the feature of this write mode of operation. So write mode, W mode is used for writing something into the file. So if the file does not exist, creating a new file. If the file exists, then all the content will be erased and the new content will be stored. Then what is read mode of operation? In the case of read mode of operation, instead of W, here we are putting R. So read mode, R indicates the read mode of operation. So I'm opening the sample.txt in a read mode. So read mode means already existing file we are opening read mode. If the file does not exist, then if open function will return null value. Suppose I want to read something from this file, then only I will give this file as a read mode opening. So if the file does not exist, then this function will return a null value inside this file pointer. That is, this file does not exist. If the file exists, then data is read from the file successfully. So that is read mode of operation. Next, what is append mode of operation? If we are opening file as append mode, what happens is that if the file does not exist, then a new file will be created. And if the file exists, then the current content will append to the old content. The old content will not be erased in this case. So if I want to add something more in an existing file, then I need to open that file in append mode. If the file exists, then the current content will append to the old content. That is the append mode. Then let us have a look on high level IO functions, input output functions on files. So there are so many IO files, input output files in C programming. Get W, put W, get C, put C, F puts, F gets, F printf, F scanf, F read, and F write. So each of these functions are having special purpose. We can see one by one. So get W, put W, read numbers from file, write numbers into the file. Like that, each these functions are having special purpose. So first of all, we can study numeric IO functions. Numeric IO functions are get W and put W. Both of these are numeric IO functions. Numeric in the sense we can read or write from the file or to the file integer numbers, numeric values. If we want to write numeric values or if we want to read numeric values from a file, then we can use these two functions, get W and put W. So get W is used to read an integer from the file. So how we can apply this get W in the code? So integer variable is equal to get W of file pointer. That means this file pointer is pointing to a particular file. and we can read a particular number from that file and assign to this integer variable. So fp is equal to f open numbers comma r. That means here numbers is a file and we are opening that file in read mode, and after that I'm giving n is equal to get w of fp. So this fp pointer pointing to this numbers file, so it will read one number or integer number from this numbers file and assign to this variable n. The next is put w, just opposite function of this get w. That is put w is used to write an integer onto the file, and the following syntax is follows put w within bracket integer variable comma file pointer. That means this put w function is used to write this content of this integer variable into this file which is pointed by this file pointer. For example, n is equal to 25. Put w n comma fp means suppose fp is pointing to this numbers file. So the data inside this n variable n will be write into this file numbers. So that is the function of this put w. So get w and put w used to read and write numbers, numerical values into the file or from the file. Then what is the application of put w? So let us see one example. This is a sample program. First of all, I am opening a file first.txt in write mode. So checking if fp is equal to null. That means if first.txt does not exist, it will return a null value into this fp pointer. If fp equal to null, then we will get a message failed to open the file. And if first.txt file exists, then the control will goes to this else part. So n is equal to get w of fp means read an integer number from file first.txt and assign to n. Reading an integer number from the file, then printf integer value n, f close fp. Then for after every operation of a particular file, this f close function is necessary to use, because in order to close a file we can use the fclose function, fclose within bracket file pointer. So it will close that particular file which is pointed by this file pointer fp. So like that we can read every integer number from the file by using get w. Get w, okay, put w, like that we can use put w also. Put w is used to write an integer number into the file. So here print enter an integer scanf ampersand n. This is used, scanf is used to read some number from the keyboard. So put w n comma fp means writing integer n into the first file first.txt. So we are writing one integer value into the file first.txt. Then after that f close fp. So f put w is used to put w is used to write an integer into the file, and get w is used to read an integer from the file. So these are numeric IO functions. Next type is character IO functions. So character IO functions, fgetc and fputc both are used as character IO functions. Fgetc used to read a character from the file, fputc used to write a character into the file. So how we can give this fgetc? So first of all, we need to open the file character.txt in read mode. Then fgetc of fp means one character will be read from this and assigned to this ch. Then after that fclose fp. So this is the application of fgetc. Now fputc used to write a character into the file. So that is used like this. First of all, open in write mode. Then char ch is equal to a. I am assigning a character inside this character variable. And if puts ch comma fp means it will write the character from inside the ch into the character.txt file which is pointed by this fp. Then after that close the file. So here a program to show the application of this fgetc and putc. Getc and putc. So read data from keyboard and write into the file, and read the same data from file and display on the screen. So let me explain this program. First of all, a file pointer will be defined. Then open a file first.txt in write mode. And if the file does not exist, and that means if fp is equal to null, then printf cannot open the file and return. Then if the file exists, then what happens is that until the end of file, we need to read the file. So while c is equal to get char of, get char is used to read a character from the file. So c is equal to get char of, not is equal to eof. If it is not end of file, then put c comma fp. That means so we are writing this. We are writing one character into the file, the first dot txt. So c is equal to get char of is used to read a character from the keyboard. Then we can read the all the we can read characters from the keyboard until we press the control Z. So each character will be right inside this file fp. So that's why we are using while loop here. Whenever we press the control Z, then the loop will terminate and control will goes to this f close fp. So after writing into the file will be closed. Again, we need to open the file in read mode. Then while c is equal to get c of fp not is equal to uif. So this get c is used to read character from the file. So each character will be read from the file one by one up to the end of file. Then we will be printing by using printf command. We can print that particular character into the monitor. So first while loop is used to read one character one by one from the keyboard and write into the file, and the second while loop is used to read characters one by one from the file and printing to the output device monitor. So this program is read data from keyboard and write into the file, and read the same data from the file and display on the screen. So this program indicates the application of this putc and getc functions, which are used as character IO functions in file in C programming. So in next video, we can explain the remaining functions of files. Thank you.